Hello and welcome to The Insider. I'm Lisa Adams. Welcome to our viewers and to our listeners on the radio as well. We're continuing today with our COVID-19 focused editions of our program. And today it's all about Meals on Wheels Erie, an organization that is celebrating its 50th anniversary this month. My guest today is Wendy Wallace, Executive Director of Meals on Wheels Erie. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for having me today. It's a great opportunity for me to talk a little bit about our services and the vital role we play in fighting COVID-19 in the community.
Yeah, clearly the importance of your organization has really been heightened during this pandemic. We'll get to that in a little bit, but let's start at the beginning. Meals on Wheels in Erie started in 1971, 50 years ago, with a pastor, the Reverend Al Gessler Jr., and some area Lutheran congregations. So tell us about those beginnings and what was he thinking?
Well, he realized, along with some other people that he was working with, that there was a need in the community to help people that were homebound and not having easy access to getting food, getting healthy food into their homes. Maybe some of them were having trouble preparing it because of disabilities in one sort or another. So they got together and they looked at an example that they saw that was happening in other parts of the country called Meals on Wheels and brought it to Erie. And it started in 1971. And we've been going strong ever since.
Talk a little bit about the role of the Visiting Nurse Association in those early days. Were you tied together with them?
Sure. Reverend Al made a partnership with them early on to distribute the meals, and that was happening on the east side of Erie. As the years went on, he partnered with other organizations to spread out the reach to more of Erie and more of Erie County.
So let's take a look at the mission as we also take a look at what is your 50th anniversary logo there. So tell us how this program has grown over the years. I mean, Meals on Wheels Erie's mission, it says here, is to promote healthy, independent living through home delivery of nutrition services. Has that always been the stated mission?
Sure. Its mission is to get meals to people's doorsteps that aren't able to get out. So absolutely, our mission has remained the same. Our reach has grown as farther into the county, but we always stuck with our roots of delivering nutrition, but also delivering more than a meal, making sure that people are looked in on, known that they're cared about, known that they have that critical safety check if someone needs a little extra help in the home.
How did you personally get involved with the organization? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I was born a caregiver. I always have had a heart for seniors and working with people with disabilities. So I have a long career of working in the senior living industry. I heard about the opportunity at Meals on Wheels and I thought it was a good fit for me at the time. Previously, I worked at a wonderful place called Bennett Wood Apartments where I was a service coordinator and I set up services for people like Meals on Wheels. So I saw the value in the service.
Talk about COVID-19. I mean, I would imagine with more people staying home afraid to go out, or if they have some of these health risks, being more homebound maybe than they ever were before. So is it increasing the need for services, or is it making people anxious about someone coming to their door and handing them a package?
Oh, a little bit of each. I really worry about our community and our seniors that are homebound. A lot of them are isolated from friends and family that would normally give them the support of providing meals. We also worry about them, contracting the virus. So a lot of steps have been taken in our organization to do that safely if folks want to sign up to be one of our clients.
So when we come back, we're going to focus on the specific services that Meals on Wheels Erie has to offer and tell you all about them. We hope you'll stay with us. I'm Lisa Adams. Welcome back to The Insider. My guest again is Wendy Wallace, Executive Director of Meals on Wheels Erie, and we are talking about all that the organization has to offer as they celebrate 50 years of service. That's pretty impressive. So the two main services that you have are meal delivery and the grocery shopping program. Let's start with meal delivery. Wendy, tell us who's eligible and what the meals that you deliver are like.
Sure. In our meal delivery, we have several different areas which we focus on. First of which, we have a private pay program, which you just have to be over the age of 60. Our meals are $6.50, and you can add on a $2 lunch. That's the private pay program. We also have a free program for veterans who are over the age of 60 and can show proof of service that they were in the military and live in our delivery area. So that's a free program. We also have two programs that are free that are for people that are under the age of 60 with a permanent disability. One program is for all of Erie County, and the other one is focused specifically for the Mill Creek area, and we do have openings and are taking applications for that program right now. So I encourage anybody under the age of 60 that has a permanent disability, is homebound, living alone, and struggling with meal preparation or getting food in the home to give us a call.
So we do have a little bit of video of a news story or two that we've done where we followed some people delivering meals. So does the average person decide that they're going to do this every day of the week? What's the commitment if you get involved with Meals on Wheels? Is it a couple days a week, every day for lunch and dinner?
Our volunteers are just amazing, and they're part of the COVID-19 heroes out there. We have a lot of different volunteer opportunities. You can volunteer as a regular driver for our meals, which is one day a week. You have to be a morning person. 9:30 in the morning is typically when our meals are prepared and ready to be sent out. You have until noon to deliver, so you have to be a morning person. You can also be a substitute driver, so you can volunteer as needed. We would call you up and say, oh, we have a call off, are you available today? Then we have grocery shopping volunteers, and they have a little bit more flexibility in their schedule. A lot of our grocery shopping volunteers still work and do the shopping in the evening and deliver to our clients. So those are the two main types of volunteers. But we have a lot of people. We rely on about 70 volunteers a week to keep our operations going, and without them there wouldn't be Meals on Wheels.
So let's talk a little bit about what's in a typical meal and who makes these meals, where are they prepared?
Sure, our meals are delicious. That's a misconception. A lot of people, when they think of Meals on Wheels, they think of a government rationed portion of food that's not very appetizing. But our meals are chef prepared at Lecom Senior Living Center, and they're delicious. They're nice meals. You get a protein, a starch, a vegetable, a side salad, a dessert, and a beverage. That's the regular meal. You can also get a side meal, which is kind of like a lunch entree, where you get the makings of a sandwich, a side item, a dessert, and a beverage. So it's a nice delivery right to your doorstep in a safe manner.
So again, are most people that get involved, are they signing up to have this every weekday or a couple of days a week? I mean, are there options of how involved you get with receiving meals?
Sure, we deliver 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. But we can prepare meals for Saturday and Sunday. They're just delivered on Friday. People can choose to get meals delivered 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And it's really up to their schedule and up to what they're looking for.
Well, your name is Meals on Wheels Erie, but you talked about how you have expanded over the years. So let's take a look at all the places where you do deliver Meals on Wheels. I was surprised to see this. It's a long list.
Yes, a couple of years ago, we did start expanding out into the Girard, Fairview, Lake City area, which is a new route for us. We also stretched as far south as Edinburgh and the Waterford area. So yes, we are far-reaching. Our grocery shopping program, we deliver throughout the whole county. So we work with Giant Eagle markets, so wherever there's Giant Eagle markets and Sanders markets. So we can deliver. We recently had a little surge in the Corey area for people that are in need of grocery shopping services. So yes, we grocery shop in that area too.
And you talked about the meals being prepared at Lecom Senior Living, but give us a sense of how many meals that you are providing on a typical day or week.
On a typical week, we deliver about 600 meals. We have about 140 clients total. That's for our meal delivery program. For grocery shopping services, it varies week to week, but we are very busy in that program.
So we touched on this a little bit, but what is the impact of COVID-19 for Meals on Wheels? Is it increasing the demand making it harder to get volunteers, or do volunteers have to go through some special training to make sure they're following all of the safe guidelines for mask wearing and hand washing and so on?
Yes, we found out early on that we always have known that we're a vital service for this community, but with COVID-19, with so many people being homebound, we knew we had to continue services and do it in a safe way. Demand has been up. A lot of people are using our services just through COVID-19 because maybe a fear of going out to the grocery stores, the closing of restaurants, or not being able to get food easily. So yes, we haven't had an increase in demand and an increase in demand for the need of volunteers too. So, but we're here, we take new clients every day. We know this is what we need to do to help our community through the pandemic.
So you talked about the over 60, under 60 thing. I mean, we all know that in today's world there are some other opportunities for meal delivery or online grocery orders and so on, but do you find that senior citizens aren't always plugged into those opportunities, and that's why this makes Meals on Wheels a great fit for their needs?
Absolutely, especially with the grocery shopping program. You get to talk with a person when you place your order, and it's a very nice person, and she is able to ask you questions so that you get exactly what you want. The size, the brand. And our volunteers that do the grocery shopping are very, very good. They take a lot of time in making sure that the clients get what they order.
Well, when we come back, we're going to take a look at the grocery shopping program in a little bit more detail. We hope you'll stay with us. Welcome back to The Insider. I'm Lisa Adams, and we've been talking with Wendy Wallace, Executive Director of Meals on Wheels Erie, which is celebrating 50 years of service. So as you mentioned, Wendy, in addition to preparing meals that you take out to folks on a daily basis or a few times a week, you also offer this grocery shopping program. When did you add in the grocery shopping program? And during the pandemic, has it become bigger than ever?
Sure. Our grocery shopping service was added about 6 years ago, and it has been very busy as of late. A lot of people are staying in their bubbles in their homes, which is recommended, especially if they're at risk, frail senior. And so absolutely, we've had a lot of calls from people needing grocery shopping services. A lot of calls from caregivers that live out of the area too that aren't able to get in and help their loved ones with grocery shopping that they normally would have. So we have been like an extension of a lot of people's families in this area.
So how does the grocery shopping program work? And I mean, are most of your clients either choosing to do the prepared meals or the grocery shopping, or do they do both things sometimes? How does someone get signed up, and how do they make their grocery list for their shop?
Sure. Some people use both programs, but a lot of times the people taking advantage of our meal delivery program really are not able to prepare the meals themselves or are tired of cooking. We do have some people that that's not their thing, and they like to have a lovely prepared meal that's ready to heat up, delivered to their doorstep. The grocery shopping program, how it works is you call in Mondays or Tuesdays, you place your order by phone with our grocery shopping coordinator. She sets up a volunteer to do the shopping for you and deliver the groceries to your doorstep. Since the pandemic began, we're more of to the doorstep, not through the door. It's more of a no-touch delivery system, so we've been very careful with that, taking into account the health and safety of our volunteers and our clients.
So what's the cost associated with this? And I think we all know, no matter who we are, that there have been some shortages of some things across the pandemic where maybe wherever you place your order, your pull-up order, well, we didn't have this, so we substituted that. I mean, how are you coping with those things?
Sure. The cost of the service really is quite affordable. Of course, you pay for the cost of your groceries, and then there's a 10% service charge that we add on. So if you get $50 in groceries, your service charge is $5. We also work with EBT and the food stamp benefits. So if you do get food stamps and you want to do grocery services with us, you can give us a call. You just need to know how much you have on your card, and we're able to take it from there.
So is there an eligibility for being involved in the grocery program? And you, I think maybe said this number earlier, but again, how many people are you serving with this program? Because this one is countywide.
It varies week to week. The eligibility is basically that you're homebound. We help people of all ages with this program. We kind of shy away from like college students or that call in and say, hey, I need some groceries delivered. We're looking for the people that aren't able to get out on their own and really would benefit from this service, especially staying safe away from the virus.
So it is winter. We've been pretty fortunate that we've only had a couple of big storms so far, but is that a factor too when the weather is really bad, that these services might be more important because people could get trapped in their homes without much to eat?
Absolutely, that is a concern. We, as a history of the organization, have not missed a single delivery in our 50-year history. But we do take into account the winters that we could have and the unpredictable nature of the winter weather. That's why we do blizzard bags every year.
All right, well, I'll pull it in now. It's a little earlier than we planned, but let's take a look at this. Is a blizzard bag that you brought along. Tell us what's inside the blizzard bag and when you'll be delivering these.
This is an annual project that we do in coordination with the Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest PA. We're thankful for that partnership. Their volunteers pack our bags for us. What they contain is shelf-stable food that people can use if in an event that we're not able to get out and deliver that day. In it, it'll have cans of soup, easy to prepare things like oatmeal, cereal bars, things like that that'll be easy. But this year we were very fortunate. We had some funding that we were gotten from the County Cares nonprofit assistance grants that we were able to purchase these nice bags. They're insulated bags that we hope that our clients will use from moving forward to get their food delivered into. Also inside is a cozy throw blanket that we hope that will give them some comfort in the home. That's something else that we do worry about, is people getting lonely in their homes, and so this is just a little effort to let them know we're thinking of them.
So you mentioned earlier that you have also started a program for homebound veterans. Is this meals or groceries or both? And is there any special qualification for a veteran to get involved or sign up for the program?
Sure. Our veterans program we are very proud of. That started in July, right around the 4th of July of last year, where we received a grant from Meals on Wheels America and some other corporate partners that enable us to provide free meals, and that's lunch and dinner, both the regular and the light meal, to our veterans 5 days a week. Right now we have space for 12 veterans that we are supplying meals for, and we do have a waiting list for that. So it's a wonderful program though, and we're very proud to be able to offer that, and just as a little thank you for their service to our country.
Well, when we come back, we will talk about the volunteer experience and anything that you might need to know if you are interested in volunteering. Stay with us. Well, today it is all about Meals on Wheels Erie, celebrating 50 years here in our community. We've been talking with Wendy Wallace, Executive Director of the organization. So we touched on volunteers earlier, but what's it like to volunteer in this program? Tell us about the relationship that develops between volunteers and those clients receiving the meals or the groceries.
We love our volunteers, and the volunteer experience, we're told, is very, very rewarding. Volunteers get attached to the clients, they get to know them, and it's a bond that they form. They know what they're doing is very important work. They're providing meals to people that have little access to them, and they're also providing a little bit of companionship. With COVID-19, it's a little socially distanced and a little different than before, but we're still there for them. We're still checking on them to make sure that they're home and okay. But the volunteers get very attached, and it's a great experience. Some of my best days are when I get to go out and deliver meals. I really enjoy it too.
So what kind of people make good volunteers for this program, and how do they get connected with the organization?
Sure, we have volunteers of all ages. Actually, we have some students that like to volunteer, some college students. We have people that still work. I mentioned that some of our grocery shopping volunteers are still working and make time for that in the evenings. We have a lot of retirees, people that worked in the social service field or worked in the nursing profession, all different professions, just people with a heart for helping people, really, and you have to have a vehicle. That's important.
I guess that is important.
Yes.
What about clearances? Is it necessary for somebody signing up to volunteer to get some kind of a training or make sure they have clearances that they're a safe person that's coming to your door?
Sure, there is an application process. We do criminal background checks of our volunteers. We also train them very specifically on both of the programs and make sure that they have all the tools necessary, not only the safety equipment of masks and gloves and hand sanitizers and all the protocol that we've been put in place for COVID-19, but also things to look for, like if there's anything that makes a red flag go up that someone might have an issue, like maybe there's mail piling up at the door and maybe someone is in trouble. So we train them on emergency situations versus normal delivery. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you're looking forward to the time that, because some of these relationships do develop, that we're past COVID-19 and it's a little safer for these delivery volunteers and the clients to spend a little time together. So what about vaccine for your volunteers? I know LECOM Senior Living is doing the meal preparation and they have started providing vaccine to some of the people who live in their facility as well as caregivers there. Any idea when that's on the horizon for your volunteers, since they are, as you mentioned, on the front line?
Right, and I think it'll be an individual decision for our volunteers if they want to do that. We'll certainly make the information available to them because a lot of our volunteers actually are seniors themselves and really are putting themselves out there. So we want them to feel safe and taken care of. I would also like to just commend LECOM Senior Living Center on how they've helped us get through the COVID-19 pandemic and how they've prepared our food safely and made it easy for our drivers. So I want to thank them for that.
So if people want to inquire about meal deliveries or become a volunteer, they should just give Meals on Wheels Erie a call. We can put that number back up on the screen, 452-6930. If someone signs up, how quickly can they start to receive meals?
Usually within a couple of days, we're able to get people onto our roster and get them started with meal delivery. Sometimes quicker than that, but it's basically according to their schedule and the situation. So we do our best to take care of people promptly because sometimes there is an emergency situation. People can also, I want to mention, they can try out our meals for a couple of weeks at a time and just see if it's the right fit for them. So I just want to mention that that is an option.
So talk a little bit about funding. If people maybe can't volunteer or don't need your services but are hearing this and knowing it's your 50th anniversary and they just want to help support you financially, how do they go about doing that?
Sure, we are a nonprofit and a freestanding organization, so yes, we do accept donations and we appreciate that. You can get more information on our website or make a donation directly from there.
So again, those blizzard bags will start going out, part of the 50th anniversary celebration, but you can't really have a big party because of COVID.
Right, we're trying to find all kinds of creative ways to celebrate our 50th anniversary. It is an incredible milestone and we want to celebrate our founder, Reverend Al Gessler Jr., who started this organization, and he is still a very active member of our board, so we want to highlight his work in this community.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate getting caught up on Meals on Wheels Erie and what it's all about. Thank you, as always, for joining us. And if you have an idea for us to explore, just email me at ladams@wicu12.com. And join us again next time for The Insider.